And it'll do that automatically.
One question to that. Let me hook in here, because I think this is a very big pain point that the community has right now. When they hear stablecoin asset backed by Atom, they immediately think, please no, because they think like if there was a bank run or Atom drops in value a lot, it would kill Atom, and it would launch this death spiral. So can you address that?
So the critical death spiral that you saw in UST was the fact that getting out of IST could mint brand new Luna. Yeah. And it would mint brand new Luna, whatever price Luna was at. So that means the farther it fell, the more Luna the same amount of of UST would mint. And it literally got to the point where people would liquidate enough IST to mint 1 trillion Luna. The Agoric platform and Interprotocol has no authority to mint Atom, right? And there's no, so that risk is simply non-existent. I mean, that's just, wait, you want to do that? That's crazy talk, right? I mean, that was just always a bad idea, and it's simply not possible in this kind of architecture. So that means, this multiplicative exponential death spiral is just not a possibility, right? It's not it's over here and it could happen. No, it just can't happen architecturally, right? So the scenario of some small, one of the nice things about being backed by multiple collateral types out over the Cosmos ecosystem, instead of, in order to use this stablecoin, you must buy into our particular staking token and rely on it, and it will implode, and then you're all screwed, right? No, is that it's not going to be 80% of Atom that's all backing IST. It's going to be, some small percentage of everyone's position so they can go and play in whatever they're doing and leverage, right? But we're not anticipating it being, 20% of Atom that's locked up this way. But instead, 5% of them, 5% of another token, 5% of another token. And so the pressure on price for liquidations for IST, we have people that are working on modeling that, but that's not a substantial contributor to the downward price of the token. It will have local downward price since we're automatically liquidating on our local AMM, and that will push that down, and then arbitrageurs will bring it back up in line with Osmosis or Crescent or whatever's Juno Swap or whatever. But that's just a local, that's local AMM mechanism, which is exactly push it down, and then traders can bring it back up based on what they expect the price to be, and they get a reward as a result of helping to correct the prices and provide stability to the token. So to IST. So the risk of that level of downward spiral, it architecturally doesn't exist.
I had a very interesting live stream yesterday with the Torchain team. They're obviously building something completely different with their liquidity protocol and all these kind of things, but they have a very efficient way, apparently, and I have to dig into all of that, but how the protocol accrues a reserve by increased usage of the platform, right? Which they use in their scenario for impermanent loss protection, for example. Is there also something like that, maybe that, the protocol itself generates revenue that could act as a reserve?
Yeah. So the key thing is when you borrow IST or mint IST against your collateral, there's a fee, right? When you trade and swap in the local AMM, like Sushi Swap, 5 basis points goes into the fee pool, right? When you take USDC and trade it for IST, it's 1 basis point or half a basis point scraped off the top. It's a very small fee, but that adds up in aggregate and scales with the size of the economy. And so that fee is partly goes into the reserve. So there is a reserve that we will seed initially, and that when new collateral types come in, they will have to contribute to provide a reserve to cover the volatility of their collateral type. And then certain amounts of those fees go into the reserve. Some of those fees go into the reward for the build, for staked build, which is securing and operating all of this infrastructure. And so that those fees are exactly the economic mechanic that drives the Agoric platform and the IST platform. Is it grows the reserve, it pays for, like one of the ways that we manage risk is that Gauntlet, Tarun Chitra and company They will be on an ongoing basis running market simulations, analyzing current liquidity, trading volumes, all that kind of thing, in order to make sure that the economic parameters are sound for having the right trade-off of collateralization and liquidity and solvency. And they'll be providing those as recommendations into the platform to make sure that the economic parameters of IST are extremely high quality, to make sure that this, as Zucky has said, various other places, that make sure we meet the bar of sound risk management that MakerDAO sets for DAI. That's a critical bar, and we all want to have a currency with real economic solidity behind it that we can all rely on, and that's very much what we're targeting.
Yeah.